Hey there, Melamina here. Welcome back to my bikini competition journey. If you missed it, last week we were talking about why I decided to enter a bikini competition in the first place. So if you didn't see it yet, go back and watch episode 1 and it'll kind of lay the groundwork for why this whole craziness is even happening. So in this week's episode, this is episode number 2, we're going to be talking about my first progress update. So progress update number 1 is this week. So before we dive straight into the video, or at least this week's topic, I want to go back just a little bit. So this journey really started back in December of 2021. So COVID years were really tough. I know they were tough for a lot of people. They were definitely tough for me too. At the time, I was working, I had my own business, and I was a yoga instructor going around San Diego County teaching a whole bunch of different yoga classes and absolutely loving it. And unfortunately, when everything shut down, that pretty much shut down my business too. I did teach online for a little bit, but it just wasn't the same. It wasn't as fulfilling for me. I really love being live in person with my students. And I mean, I guess it was supportive for folks who really needed connection. I got some feedback that it was, which awesome. I'm really glad that I was able to provide that. But I also got some feedback that, you know, even on the receiving end, online just really, it wasn't the same. It was a doofer. It did for the moment, but definitely not a real long-term solution. So financially, it was also not a long-term solution for me, unfortunately. And so I fell into a really bad depression, really bad anxiety, and for months and months and months, I could not get out of bed. If I was able to drag myself out of bed and take a shower that day, woo, that was like a huge celebration and like job well done for the day. It kind of started to get a little scary. I did sort of slip into the realm of, do I even want to be on this planet anymore? And so when I started to have some of these thoughts and fantasies about how I would make my grand exit, it freaked me out, and I decided to seek professional help. So I did go to a therapist, a psychiatrist, psychologist, and I got on medication for a little while. No judgment on that. I think I was on it for like maybe 6 months, and it was really hard for me to make that decision because I live my life as naturally as I possibly can. I really tried to prevent as much things as I possibly can. And when I do need to take some form of medication, I try to make it a natural solution rather than a pharmaceutical solution, if at all possible. But in this case, it was really to the point where I needed something. I was, dangling by a thread. So that was the option that I chose. And I'm grateful that I did because, like I said, I think I was on it for maybe 6 months or so. And it helped. It gave me the relief that I needed. The anxiety was debilitating. It was so bad. I was constantly living in fear. And so it gave me a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a breath from that. And from there, I was able to kind of get my own momentum going and take over. So eventually I was weaned off of the meds, and I was just sailing on my usual self, little by little, getting back to my usual self, and then enter December 2021. So in December is when I was like really looking in the mirror and noticing that I had gained pretty much the quarantine 15. And it was tough. I did not like how I felt. I didn't like how I looked. And for the first time in a really long time, I like actually gave a shit. Because up until that point, my give a fuck, was broken. I couldn't care less. We were eating out all the time because it was so much easier and less energy than trying to cook. We were probably having about 4 days a week going to our favorite taco shop and having California burritos and, carne asada fries and like all the delicious stuff that you really should have like maybe 4 times a year. But yeah, 4 days a week that was happening. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer on why and how it happened. But in December 2021, I was like, okay, this needs to change. I'm supposed to get married in 8 months, and I hate how I look, I hate how I feel, and this needs to change. So I was on Instagram scrolling around one day, and I came across an advertisement for V-Shred, and Vince Sant, I think is how you say his last name, and he's the CEO of V-Shred, and they were running a promotion for one of their home/gym workouts called Fat Loss Extreme. And it was on a great sale. It was a great price, and it had a lot of support that came with it. There was a Facebook community that came with it, and I really liked that you had the option of doing at-home workouts or gym workouts. And I thought, you know what, screw it, let's just give this a shot. So I jumped in, I bought the program, and along with the program came a 5-day like kickstart masterclass. So every day for 5 days in the morning, there was a live Facebook workout. I think it was like 20 minutes or something. And then also sometime throughout the day, every day, there was a meeting with a different coach to talk about nutrition. And it was amazing. It really did help. It was a huge Kickstarter. I did the whole 5 days and absolutely loved it. I also saw the benefit of having a coach specifically for nutrition. I felt really comfortable and confident with the Fat Loss Extreme program, just doing the home workouts and following along. Those were excellent. I think they were about 20 to 30 minutes as well. But I really wanted to accelerate my progress and feel supported even more. So I decided to step into having a coach for the nutrition portion. So my coach would give me macros and also give me a specific meal plan for every single meal, every single snack, and I just followed along. So when I started in December, I wrote down some measurements here. When I started in December, I weighed 142.2 pounds. My body fat percentage was 26. And then some measurements, my bust was 36.8 inches, my waist was 28.14 inches, and my hips were 35.16 inches. So I'll show you a photo. This is a photo of what I looked like in December. So fast forward a few months, my weight loss journey with V-Shred was going amazing. And if you watched episode number 1, you'll know that I kind of decided to just sort of parlay that into this bikini competition. So I sought out a second coach. I put my V-Shred stuff on pause, and I decided to find a coach who specifically worked with folks who were training for competitions, specifically for bikini prep. And I found a new coach, and she does all of it. So she also provides meal plans and macros, and she also provides weight training. So now I've started weight training back in the gym, and no more just body weight stuff, actual weights. And what else does she do? Oh, so I also have to take video periodically and send her video of me doing the weight training so she can give feedback and all that stuff. So I have been working with her for the last 2 weeks. And when I first started working with her, she got me back in the gym immediately with some exercises. And the first thing we did nutrition-wise was we were trying to figure out what my body likes better. So first week, she had me on low carb, high fat. And then, so I did that for 7 days. And then the second week was high carb, low fat. And I did that for 7 days. And then I was supposed to decide, give her some feedback, let her know how was my energy on each one, how full did I feel, how was my digestion, all these things. So turns out that neither one of those was actually the right one. What she decided to do after I did my check-in with her was she did kind of a hybrid. So now I'm doing moderate carbs and moderate fat. And let me tell you, already I think it's been like a handful of 2 days. It's been 2 days. As I'm making this video, it's been 2 days of moderate fat, moderate carbs, and already I can feel a huge difference in my body. Taste aside, I mean, these definitely taste better. Fats are so satiating. But, you know, taste aside, just the digestion and all that, this is going so much better already. So here, let me show you a photo of where I'm at today. Well, this was actually a few days ago because this was the check-in that I actually gave my coach. But here is the most recent photo of my very first check-in with my new coach. And here are the stats. So my weight now is 130. My body fat percentage is 22.9. My bust is 35.82. Waist is 27.08. Hips 35.14. For an overall loss from December to April, an overall loss of 12.2 pounds, an overall loss of body fat percentage of 3.1, and I've lost a total of 2.06 inches in those 3 areas that I gave you stats for. So, holy cow, you guys, 12 pounds in like 4 months. That's awesome. And you're gonna love this part. I am not starving myself. My new coach, so my previous coach had me on about 1,500-ish calories, which was still not too bad. I mean, I wasn't starving. But my new coach has me on 1,700 calories, which is really awesome. Like, I eat all day long. I have 5 meals, 5 small meals. So technically, I guess 2 of them are snacks, but honestly, they're all kind of about the same size. So it's like having 5 meals every single day. I eat all day. And yeah, I'm never hungry. And for those of you who know me really well, you know that I get crazy hangry and just want to murder everyone and everything in sight. So none of that is happening. Yay. Happy to report that. So it's going really well. Let me see. I know I made some notes for myself. I want to make sure that I get everything in here. So this is cool too. I have the option to track macros if I want to, which means I can create some flexibility in my diet on a day-to-day basis, or I can just follow along with exactly what my coach spelled out for each meal. And then if I do that, then I don't have to track. So there's a lot of flexibility there, which is really nice. And the other thing I wanted to say was the purpose of the program at this moment in time is recomposition. So we are just kind of moving things around a little bit in my body. So we are still shedding a little bit of fat, but we're also trying to build some muscle too. It's kind of like getting a tan, right? Like you do your base tan and then you kind of tan darker and darker. This is sort of like where we're at the moment, is trying to build a little bit of muscle, get kind of a baseline of muscle going so that we can build more muscle later. And also later we're gonna be shredding a whole bunch of fat as well, is my understanding so far. So let's see. I think that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today. I am so super excited to be on this journey, and honestly, I'm even more excited to be sharing it with all of you. Thank you so much for watching and following along with me. It's really fun to know that every week I get to kind of chat about this. So questions, comments, concerns, interpretive dances, please leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. Again, I am a novice at this competition stuff. I've done weight training before, but even that, I'm still really an amateur in that. But if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I will do my best to answer them. If it's long enough, I'll even make an entire video about it. So please do that. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like it, share it with other people. My hope is that as I go through this journey, maybe I'll inspire someone else to do, if it's not exactly this, maybe something similar, or anything else that someone has been wanting to do. So if you think that this will be inspiring for someone, please share it with them. And if you want to continue to follow along with me on my bikini competition journey, go ahead and subscribe and you'll get updates. I'll be dropping a new video every Friday. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.